Most people who want to be on Survivor go through a process which involves submitting an application, making a video, submitting all this months before they do the actual shoot.
Yeah.
You didn't believe in the typical process. You had other plans. Let's talk about how it happened. How did you make it happen, Alexis?
So I was sitting in grad school. It was my last week of grad school, and my professor gave a 4-hour lecture on how influential reality TV was on youth today. And I was launching my company right out of that. So I run to his office hours and I say, I have the best idea ever. I'm going to go on a reality TV show. What do you think about it? We could use it to strategically promote this company. And his response patronizingly was like, okay, sure, you go get on a reality TV show. So I went home that night. I logged on to Survivor. I was 2.5 months past the due date. And
2.5
months passed. I remember looking in and I was like, wait, 2007. I was like, dang,
what did
I
you
missed
think when you saw you had missed the deadline?
Honestly, I was like, okay, next challenge. Like, that was it. It's funny how that didn't even, for like a split second, I was like, due date. I have to know someone. That's always kind of my go-to is I feel like I'm a little avant-garde when I want something, and that was the last thing that was going to stop me. So I started calling in favors from friends, got Mark Burnett's secret production company address, which I promised, I swore to secrecy that I would not say Steve Desmond, who gave me the address.
Who just got fired.
I think it's been enough years, so I think that they'd actually probably appreciate him.
Statute of limitations.
Exactly. Right. Anyway, so he gave me the address and I made a video that day, and I showed up and there was a huge cement wall and gates, and there was a button, and I remember I hit the call box button. I remember thinking I'll come up with a name. I'll come up with something, my lack of improv skills. So me, this gruff voice on the other end of the line is like, hello? And I'm like, and I totally freeze. I panic. And he's like, yeah, can I help you? Who are you here to see? And I'm like, like looking around, and I throw out the name Cecilia. Never met a Cecilia in my life. So, like, I always joke that what an uncommon name. Maybe Lauren or Stephanie or Jenny. Like, someone who might actually be there, but Cecilia. And the guy's like, Cecilia? I'm like, yeah, I think that's her name. And within seconds, he's like, oh, wait, yeah, 1 second. He's like, and the door's open. Now I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, what if she's actually here? How am I going to explain that? I walk in, long story short, the woman at the front desk, she was like, honey, my name is Cynthia. It happens all the time. We start chatting. And I'm like, Cynthia, that's what I meant. And within 15 minutes, she was like, so what are you doing here? And I say, I'm here for Survivor. And she says, oh, you're one of the 48 finalists that they just flew in.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
As a matter of fact,
did you recognize me, girl? Yeah. So they sent me in, and I had about 35 seconds to convince the producers that I thought it was in their best interest to cast me for their show.
Because they knew that you weren't on their list.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they whittled it down from 60,000 applicants to the final 10 that they actually cast for the show, because we were playing against All-Stars, so there's only 10 people cast for the entire show.
And so they didn't throw you out? Like, I didn't outrage them or whatever?
That's the thing, is that I walked in and they were like, wait, what's your name? And they were flipping back and forth through all their papers. And I said, Alexis Jones. Like, come on, what? I'm not on your list. So I played that game for about 10 seconds because I was not they did not think that was adorable.
Yeah.
It was like a waste of their time. Like, what, are you the coffee girl? Like, how'd you get in here?
Right.
And so I said, look, I'm an All-American Southern Belle, Texas tomboy. I hiked Mount Everest after undergrad. I'm hardcore. I'm not going to give up. If I can get past your security, it's probably in your best interest to put me in your show, basically. And they were like, dang. And Mark Burnett looked over and he's like, my God, she's pretty convincing. Like, it's like a pretty good sale. And I was like, yes. And like, what do you think? And I got cast, and I left a week later.
Unbelievable.
So
who does that?
Alexis Jones.